Welcome back to Shizzy Unchained, the show where I cover the sector of crypto and AI, and that sector is Bittensor TAO. This is a huge week for Bittensor, guys, because we finally have conviction, or what I like to call the Sam Dare rule goes into effect. Sam Dare was somebody who rugged about a month ago. He rugged the 3 separate tokens that were all the Covenant, right? The Covenant had 3 subnets, so he had 3 separate tokens, and he sold them all down. They all dropped 30-40% on Sam Dare's exit. Sam doesn't say it's a rug. Sam said he sold his tokens, but we need something in place now to stop this type of scenario, right? We have this in normal crypto. It happens on Solana every single day. We don't want that in Bittensor. So with conviction, it's going to be a way for people to be very transparent about their conviction. And you're going to be able to lock your subnet tokens up, your alpha tokens up in these type of vaults that have a locking mechanism to where it can go as long as you want or as short as you want, right? But it gives you a score. We're going to get into all that. It's really, really awesome. I'm actually excited to kind of talk about that in a little bit. But we have so much other stuff to talk about today. Targon and Affine have a partnership that's absolutely huge. Barry Silbert's group Yuma dropped this amazing town. it's really awesome. We're gonna get into that as well. We got so much to get into. Really excited to get started. So without further ado, let's smash into it.
I'm just a subnet Decentralized, baby. Stake my towel and watch emissions go crazy. Low liquidity plays, yeah, I ate those daily. Or roll ridges and this still maybe. Her boyfriend buys Bitcoin only. He does not understand subnet alpha, homie. I'm farming yields while he's buying slowly. Watching SM44 explode without me. Ooh, yeah. Subnet Decentralized, no sleep again. Refreshing TAO stats at 3 a.m. Ooh, yeah. Validator, baby. Consensus drives me crazy.
All right, let's get it. You guys know how I like to start things off with a Bittensor TAO update. Still looking good. Still looking really good. This is the 4th week in a row that we've seen green. I am on the weekly candles right now. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this was the Sam Dare weeks, right? This is when Sam rugged us down, and the markets did fall too because Bitcoin did get down to like 76. So we are kind of watching Bitcoin right now, but it is nice to see Bitcoin in the red while we see Bittensor in the green, which is really awesome. Same thing, Ethereum in the red, Bittensor in the green, Hyperliquid in the red, Bittensor in the green, Zcash in the red, Bittensor in the green. I love saying that. I love saying it because Bittensor is just a superior asset. I mean, it really is the superior asset right now. Sorry to say, but it's AI. It's everything the stock market is buying is what Bittensor is, right? It's AI infrastructure, building the next generation of AI, but in Bittensor's case, building the next generation of decentralized AI, taking it out of the monopolies that are being built by Anthropic and OpenAI, right? Everyone's using them. They're the best, right? We do know that. But we're going to be able to create models that maybe are better because they're made in a decentralized way. I mean, you got to remember Bitcoin was made in a decentralized way and it's better than the dollar in so many different ways. So, but really awesome to see Bittensor TAO sitting above 323. We got to get back to that 375. I do miss those days, but we're going to get there, guys. And it's probably going to be very soon. I do think we're going to be heading above 400 before the end of May, going into June, going into Subnet Summer. Subnet Summer is going to be very similar to what DeFi Summer was, where it's really going to kickstart the next bull run. In my opinion, I do think we have an insane summer with a pullback in the fall. And then next year, we have the biggest year since 2020 in all of crypto. So really excited to kind of be a part of this, be early. And that's what we are. We are super, super early. It's not just Bittensor, but to the subnet tokens as well. So let's jump right into the subnet tokens here. I like to use TaoMarketCap.com to kind of showcase this stuff. So we're going to give us a quick refresh, make sure we have all the freshest prices here. I probably didn't need to do that, but we do got Nova up 13% in the last hour off some news. We're going to get into that. Cacheon as well had some big news today. We'll get into that. SM14. But that's why the news, it just generates the pops, guys. The news generates the pops for sure. Let's see what else we have. 404 Gen up this hour. Let's look at the daily. The hourly is a little bit 2G Gen. We do have 69 unknown. So I looked into this a little bit, and apparently there was some glitch that the Bittensor Foundation had to fix. It was this new thing where instead of starting at like zero liquidity, now you kind of start at whatever that subnet is being bought for. So if it's like, $400,000, it starts there. So it's a new thing that they started here, but these guys saw a glitch in it, so took advantage of it. So I'm not really sure. I did look at the chart originally. I made a tweet. I was like, I'm bullish on this, but I don't know. It just seems a little bit skeevy, a little bit, a little itchy. So I didn't really like it, so I got out of it. I don't want to be a part of anything that's a little bit scammy. So, but one wallet does hold like a ton of this coin, which is a little scary as well. But be careful if you're in 69. But you're winning right now, up 17% on the day. Harnix up 12% on the day. The guys in my Telegram group love this token. I got to dig more into it, and I will. I promise I will. Resi with another huge week, up 21% on the week. Resi, man, has been awesome, and I think it's really because of Stitch AI and what Resi's doing there, because he's really getting he's really getting people to post about his thing. So if you're a sub that, you should definitely be using Stitch. I think it's really boosting them. Stitch is a way for content creators to make money. You basically give Bitcast a certain amount of money. They distribute it through the ecosystem of people who talk about this, and that is really being ran up right now. So Nova right there after the big news. Like, again, I definitely have it on the docket. We're going to get into that. BabbleBit up 8%, Astrid up 5% on the week, and then you have SN3. We got some news there, so stick around for that from Const himself, who is running that. Leoma is doing really good. We do have Mark Jeffrey posting about, he's making videos on it, comparing it to Grok. So pretty big Affine as well, but nothing crazy this week in subnets, but we're kind of seeing, just the normal stuff happen, and yet you got the news pushing stuff up. Let's take a look by market cap. Look at some of the bigger ones. We got Shoots down 4% on the week. We got Targon down 3% on the week. We do have Lamb down 6% on the week. So we are seeing the subnets kind of get beaten up a little bit here, which kind of sucks, but we are seeing conviction kind of come into place. So we are kind of wondering if, conviction is the reason for that. Affine is down. No, it's up 1% on the week. Score's up 15% on the week. Shout out to Max Score and Score. This is one of the biggest things in my portfolio. We do have Vanta kind of sitting flat there. Then we got SN3, which is Teutonic or something. We're getting to that. Yep. And you got Ridges. I'm getting very bullish on Ridges right now. I think that Ridges has been beaten up to the point of, I don't think it can go any lower. I think Ridges is a very safe bet, in my opinion, to not go below $6 again and kind of build on the momentum that Bittensor is having. But, Bittensor is going up and a lot of subnets are going down. And from my experience, because I was in the Bitcoin ecosystem with the ordinals and the BRC20s and the runes, what I seen then was when Bitcoin would go on these huge runs, when it would go up $1,000, $2,000 in one day, you would see a lot of the ordinals and BRC20s kind of drop in value until Bitcoin kind of settled down. And I'm wondering if we're going to get that same thing over here on Bittensor, where when the TAO token is running, do we see the subnet tokens go the other way until TAO kind of chills out at its new spot? And then you see huge momentum flow back into the subnet tokens. I'm going to keep an eye on that, and I'll let you guys know if it is happening. But it was something that I played really well. You sell down your BRC20s while Bitcoin's moving, and then when Bitcoin slows up, you get back into them, because you got to remember why I'm calling it similar, because everything in the Bitcoin layer one ecosystem with the ordinal BRC20s, you paid in Bitcoin. There was no stable coin. Same thing here, right? There is no stable coin. So everything is paired in Bittensor. So it's very similar to me anyway, that maybe when Bittensor is running, you sell down some of your subnet tokens, stay safe, and then once you see a peak for TAO, like a local top for TAO, that is when you pile into the subnet tokens and watch them run. So I'm gonna keep looking into that. I'll let you guys know what I find for sure. Let's take a look into TAO. I really like this. It kind of shows you again. This is 69 up 14%. Kind of gives you more of a visual of what is happening here. Let's look at the biggest broadly held Chutes and Ridges. This is where I was telling you guys about the holder count. Chutes has 13,545 holders. Ridges is second in holders at 6,858. The fact that Chutes only has 13,000 holders is crazy. Crazy. My God, guys, we are so early. So early. My God. What's going to happen when we have 100,000 Chutes holders? What's going to happen when we have 100,000 score holders? It's going to get crazy, guys. We are so early, and it feels so good because these are amazing startups. These are projects that people are building to create decentralized artificial intelligence. Score and Chutes and Targon and Affine and Rizzy. Rizzy's number 6 in holder count. That's pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts. I wish I can see that all in one order. I guess I can keep going. All right, cool. Yeah, I can go up to there. So, but yep. All right, let's jump over to the next thing here. Conviction mechanism goes live, and let me just move this over so you guys can see the whole thing. All right, conviction mechanism from trust me, bro, to public on-chain skin in the game. What conviction means? Conviction turns a subnet ownership from a trust-based promise into visible on-chain commitment. Owners must lock, stake, show real skin in the game, and cannot exit instantly. That is phase 1. Locking and visible commitment. Slow unlocks instead of instant exits. Owner emissions become auto-locked. Makes exits public, not surprise dumps. So when those tokens unlock. So you can basically play the game like, all right, these tokens are unlocking. Do I trust this team? It gives you now the thought process that you didn't have when Sam was just holding his tokens before we dumped them. This was like, okay, they're unlocking, team unlock. Very similar to what Hyperliquid does, right? Hyperliquid, they just had a team unlock just a couple weeks ago. It doesn't mean the token's going to sell off, but it means that it can sell off. And that gives you more of a strategy, more of planning for you to do. So that's that. Phase 2, sorry. Community conviction can back another address, opens the door for future owner elections, builds on the conviction. So let's just say you're bullish on Max Score from Score. You're like, yo, I love what Max is doing. I don't want anyone to take over the subnet, because if somebody does lock more than the owner, they could potentially take over that subnet. But you're allowed to delegate your tokens to make sure people like Max can stay as the head of that subnet, right? Getting that 19% emissions for that 19% emissions that happen. So when the subnet owner gets that 19% of any emissions that come in, any new tokens that come in, the owner gets 19% of that. So we want to make sure that is happening and it's going to the correct person. So you can delegate your alpha tokens to them. So you still own your alpha tokens. You are locking them in the conviction mechanism, but you're locking them for Max and not yourself, right? So when they unlock, you'll get your tokens out, but you'll see a higher score for the team. It's basically saying, hey, I trust these guys. I want these guys to make sure that they have full control of the subnet. So I'm locking it for them. So I love that. Why it matters. This does not magically make every subnet good. It makes bad behavior harder to hide and forces subnet owners to carry visible risk alongside everyone. Bullish take, more transparency, more accountability, stronger subnet alignment. I mean, that's the basic version of conviction. You guys can go read more and more about it, but this is what I wanted to bring to the table. This is what really matters. Really, really matters. So, all right, let's move along here. We got a great Barry Silbert coming out, and he says, meet TaonSquare, a comprehensive list of products and services powered by Bittensor TAO, designed for agents and humans to explore. So he designed this for agents and humans. So let's just say you're someone new to Bittensor. Well, here you go. This is everything you need, right? At TaonSquare, TaonSquare.com, which is TON, Tao with an N, square.com. And let's just say you're looking for compute, right? You're like, okay, I want to invest in the ones that, or I want to stake into the ones that are actually doing compute. I feel like compute is something that is barely needed in the world. I want to be a part of this. So you can come here and hit compute, and then you compute and infrastructure. So these are all the ones. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I want to get my portfolio in as much compute as possible. So I might this Thursday, I'm gonna be doing a complete, I think, changeover in my portfolio, and I want to have more compute in there. I really do. Shoots, Targon, Liam, Hippias, Block Machine, Enigma. I gotta look into what these guys are doing, but I want compute. I don't care if it's green compute, quantum compute. I don't care. I want compute in my portfolio, as much of it as possible. So I'm going to be looking into more and more of this stuff here. But let's just say you're somebody who likes, DeFi, for instance, right? You come here and you can see the ones that are building for decentralized finance. And the best part about it, you can click on it, right? And then you can actually hit this and use the product. And it takes you to where you need to go. For instance, even if you go back to compute, you hit, here, and then use the product. It takes you to the Targon website. You can sign in and create. Same thing with Shoots and everything else, right? So Shoots, use the product, right? It shows you exactly where to go. And that's the beauty in this. So, obviously there's a lot of products like this that will actually say, oh, this is doing this, but none that actually make it this easy for you to just kind of go to it, find something random, click use the product, and it actually takes you to the product page. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is awesome. I'm curious what you guys think about it, but I'm going to be using this because here in Bittensor, we need to be doing something. We need to be using the products. We need to be using the subnets. We can't just be here and just yelling like meme coins, right? We need to be using this stuff because we need to broaden the decentralized version of AI. We need to be showcasing that, hey, this works. And I love it. I love it. Models and agents. You got Score, Gradients, Ninja, Bitmind. And I was even looking at Bitmind. I didn't really know that they have this really cool thing where you can just drag and drop videos right to it, and it'll just tell you if it's AI or not. I mean, so simple. Like I was doing it last night, and I was like, "Oh wow, that video was made by AI." Well, obviously everything's made by AI these days, right? So I don't know. I think it's really cool. Head over to TaonSquare.com. Shout out to Barry Silver and the Yuma Group for putting this together. Really cool. And they came out. They said we finally have a use case for our TaonSquare.com. That we bought. So pretty cool. All right. Let's move along here. I opened up way too many pages. All right. So Score Subnet 44. Detect fire launches built for fuel stations, useful anywhere, safety matters. Guys, we could potentially get away from those loud fire detectors that we all have in our house, right? And in exchange, we get this camera system where it can tell you, hey, there's smoke, there's a fire execution, and this could potentially call 911 before you even know. Think about that. Let's just say you have one of these cameras in your house or in your business, and it's just in the air and it's just watching, and it says, hey, boom, there's a fire there. 911 record it. 911 can get there before anything happens. Just say you have a machine shop or something with machines in there. Having these cameras in there that can pinpoint that there's a fire and smoke and potentially call 911 for you. This is a big deal, guys. What Score is building here is really amazing. I mean, this is really changing the game, not just for decentralized AI, but for the world, potentially. This is really cool. So shout out to Score, shout out to Max Score and the whole team there. Really awesome to see. All right. ReadyAI roadmap X402. If you don't know, I'm huge in X402. I love it. It makes me excited. It's DeFi 2.0, right? If you don't know what X402 is really just an EVM smart contract that allows you to set a limit. Let's just say you're using a website, right? And that website normally had subscriptions, but now it has X402. And, instead of paying for the whole site, let's just say you only read like 2 articles from this website, but you really want them, Mazari or whatever. now you can potentially do pay as you go. You connect your wallet. That smart contract says, hey, how much would you like to spend? Let's just say you put $100 in, right? And then now every single time that you click a new page, it's going to take 2 or 3 cents out, or 10 cents out, or $1 out of your wallet without you even understanding. You're giving it a limit. You're saying I can spend up to $100. That's it. And you're just going to read, and it's going to just go as you go, right? It's dollars going to come out, dollars going to come out, but it won't ever get to that $100. I mean, it won't go past that $100. It'll hit the $100, and it'll send a 402 alarm message saying, hey, we can't go any further, right? So you can have $1,000 in your wallet and set it to 100, so you can just keep reading and reading and reading, and after a few months or a few weeks, it finally hit the limit, and that allows you to either keep using the site ready up or not, right? That's the beauty of X42. And now you can put that in so many different ways. We can kind of get away from subscriptions and get more into a pay-as-you-go style, because you set your limit and you just roll. So I love X42. ReadyAI is now in it. We do have Handshake. Handshake, I was bullish on them, but I don't know, I'm kind of falling off a little bit there. But I'm really bullish in ReadyAI, and I think I need to be opening up a position here, because now they got X402, and I'm going to be digging in further. I haven't put any money into this yet, or any TAO into this yet. I haven't staked anything into them yet, but I want to. So I'm going to be digging in this. But check out this article. Really explains their roadmap and what they're going to be doing next, and alpha token buybacks. Gotta love the buybacks, guys. But yeah, exciting times are ahead for ReadyAI and X402. I definitely want to be a part of something X402 in this ecosystem for sure. Targon. The team is excited about collaborating with Affine and looking forward to expanding partnership. So I dug into this a little bit. Affine, to improve mining experience, we built Affine GPU cluster with H200 and Targon Compute, now inferencing orchestrated and optimized on the Affine cluster. So I looked into this so you guys don't have to. Let me find this banner. All right, so Affine built a dedicated H200 GPU cluster on Targon. So instead of Affine inference being more scattered or dependent on mixed outside infra, the Affine arena can now route inference through a dedicated high-end GPU setup. So they're basically all in on Targon, which I love it. And they're not going to be using any of these other ones. They're going to be fully using Targon, and Targon's like, yeah, let's go. Affine, Targon. I do love when subnets really kind of come together and work together. Really awesome to kind of see there. All right, let's move along here. All right, so Const posted Teutonic.ai, training 80. So they said, we construct loss landscape as a market. Miners compete to win sequence of updates which take the loss lower. This creates a pure incentive-driven loss reduction game across all available compute. So they're doing an 80, right, model. 80 billion model, right? So you got to remember when Chamath was on stage with NVIDIA's CEO or founder, they were basically gushing over 72 billion. Const is now taking Subnet 3, and they're doing an 80 billion. So shout out to Const, man. You got to remember, he was the one who basically gave Sam this entire subnet, right? So he's kind of taking it back now, and he's doing cool things with it. So definitely excited for Subnet 3. You got to remember, it is one of the higher market caps. Let's actually take a look at where it is when it comes to market cap. Yeah, I mean, it's number 8 on the highest market cap behind Vantage, Score, and Affine, right? Sitting at 41 million. I mean, it's above Nova, Hippias, and Ridges, and everything else. So absolutely huge. But yeah. All right, let's move along here. Let's jump into the big news on why Nova is up today. Excited to announce partnership with ONEPOTAI. OnePot built an AI-driven robotic synthetics lab we've always wanted on the other side of our screening pipeline, enabling shipments of novel small modules from their fast-growing core collection in as little as 5 to 7 business days rather than a month. So they're basically partnering with them to kind of get this out there quicker. Their partnership will turbocharge METANOVA Labs R&D, hits identified with the help of Nova's screening and algorithms. So you got to remember, Nova's trying to use the subnets to create medicines and really trying to figure things out. METANOVA, a drug discovery company developing therapies to reprogram body and mind, decentralized by design. So cool. It's so cool, the stuff that we can create. But I mean, it's over my head, obviously, right? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys I know about medicine and crap like this, but I do know that I need to be invested in this, and I am part of the subnet staking program from METANOVA for sure. I have the Nova Alpha token, 100%. So awesome stuff from them. We do have some other stuff here. All right, so this is the other one that's popping today. Cacheon, launching Cacheon on an open incentivized competition for LLM inference optimization. As a model quality coverages, the next frontier is serving them economically at scale. Lower latency, higher throughput, and lower costs per token. Cacheon turns the problem into a live arena with continuous evaluation, and developers submit inference servers benchmarked on standardized hardware against a pinned LLM baseline. The fastest server that preserves output correctness wins. So that's pretty cool. I have to dig deeper in this because that's stuff's over my head. For now, I'm a DJ. I this stuff. It's really cool though. I do think this stuff is awesome, but I definitely have to like dig in further and really try to understand and mess with it. But the mainnet launches May 19th. So excited to kind of see what happens from that for sure. But I think that's everything we had on the docket today. Let's take a look at our portfolio. Here it is. So let me give us a quick overview. So I'm using MentatMinds. If you guys don't know, MentatMinds is something that's really awesome. I've been using it for a little while now, and I put 10 TAO in, and I'm down a little bit. I'm down a little bit on my TAO. I'm at 9.17, so I'm down a little bit there. So what it is basically a way for you to kind of keep track of everything here. It allows you to, you go to MentatMinds Plus or Mentat Plus for this one, hit that, and you can kind of get into sectors, you can get into core, or you can just basically just get into the subnets that you want all through them. And then you can even have them manage it for you. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. And what it is, it's a non-custodian thing. Let me actually show you my wallet here. And I probably did some. Okay, cool. So you can see that it's all in my wallet. Everything that they're doing is in this wallet right here. And, so all they can do is delegate it. So they can't like send it in, send it out, nothing like that. They won't send anything in, and they're not gonna send anything out. They can't. And so basically what it is they manage it for you. And, for this case, it's Chutes, Affine, Hippias, and, the subnets that I've bought just using this, they won't manage them. But it's, if you want to get into Mentat 15 like I'm in, you can kind of see that, right? So you can see right here, I'm in Mentat 15 and compute. And, they're about 50% of my portfolio here. So I'm getting my butt kicked a little bit here. But we'll see kind of what happens on long term. It's a long-term game. It's Bittensor, right? So we're gonna kind of see. We'll keep you guys posted on this portfolio because it's kind of fun. We're gonna turn 10 TAO into 100. I really think so using Mentat Plus. So we're gonna keep messing around with this. So, but yeah, I mean it's just normal subnets in here: IOTA, Affine, Vidiato, Minos, and a couple other ones as well. So definitely check out MentatMinds and go to ShizzyUnchained, right? If you go to ShizzyUnchained, you just go to resources and then stake TAO, and that'll take you right to that site that we were just on. So if you're interested at all in playing that game, make sure you use my link because it is an affiliate link for sure. Definitely use my link if you're going there, but definitely check out ShizzyUnchained.com. We got some of the best videos there. All the videos you guys are watching are all here. You guys can go check them out. All the videos you want to go catch up, everything is here at ShizzyUnchained.com. Bittensor, if you want to take a look at what is happening here, you can just click hone and stuff like that. You can kind of get an idea of each subnet and what they're doing. And then you have portfolio. You can kind of see what is in my portfolio right now. Like I did say, I will be making some changes this week. I think I want to get more ridges and get a couple of those computes in there. So I'll let you guys know on Thursday's episode of what I have done with that. And then the shop, guys, best shirts, stuff. I mean, there's no one out there that competes with me in the logos of the Bittensor stuff. Like, I think my stuff is absolutely fire. My hat game got to get a little better, but I love this one. This hat is from here. If you want this hat, exact hat right here, just scroll down to the bottom and you can either get this one, which is the folded dad hat, or you can get the flat brim hat that I like to rock. So definitely check this out. The $30 there, but the hoodies, I dropped all the hoodie prices down to $39.99. So definitely check out hoodies. It is, you know, I can't think about it's about to be summer, right? I'm trying to sell hoodies for $50. Not gonna happen. So if you guys want hoodies, shirts, jackets, so much more, you can find everything out here. Like I said, just go ShizzyUnchained.com, hit the shop button. And then something new that I started. If you're interested in getting a one-on-one with me, I started Shiz University. It's basically a one-on-one with me. You're just paying $100 for the hour, and we can talk about anything. I can walk you through how to set up a wallet. I can walk you through basically anything that I know. If you want to learn how to create content, I will walk you through step by step on how I create and push my stuff out there, and how you can get started with StreamYard and everything that I use in these one-on-one type of environments. It'll be on Google, whatever, and then we're gonna sit down and you ask away, and I'll answer every question you guys have for that hour. I mean, so if you are interested, go down here, you choose one of these. You know, you want a beginner, building a subnet portfolio, content creator strategy, Unchained class. So Unchained class is anything that you want. This is the one that I'm talking about. If you want to get any of these, you know, like I said, $100, 60 minutes, and you probably only need one. If you want to have more, that's up to you, but we can really kind of get into you can pay in Solana, Ethereum, or TAO, any token, doesn't matter what it is, $100, send to this address. And then when you're booking it, when you're putting it into the Calendly, just make sure you put that transaction address in there so I can see that it is paid. So I will accept it once I see that it's paid. But, you know, time is money, but I'm willing to help a lot of people out in the ecosystem for that. And for that, I mean, I think $100 is well worth it. So let me know if you're interested in Shiz University in the comments. Let me know if it's too much or whatever. I can work with you. If you only got $50, I mean, you know, we can do something for sure. So definitely sign up if you're not signed up already. And then check out everything else here. Shop, Shiz University, Bittensor, the videos, everything else. And, you know, that's the show, guys. And, you know, I just definitely want to push that Bittensor is the strongest asset. Bittensor is the strongest game. It is really the only place where I want to be. And I'm not invested in anything else. I'm completely here in Arbis. I trust. That's the Still and the Ninja. It's just so cool to be in an area of crypto that doesn't feel scammy. It really doesn't. Everything here is, you know, everything's in your face. You know, everything is exactly what it is, especially everything that I'm providing. So really appreciate you guys. And, you know, thank you for always rocking with me, and check out our Thursday episode. But until then, peace.
ShizzyUnchained. Whoa. Hey. Yeah. Used to be boxed in, taped up mouth, dreams on mute, heart face out. Now walk in like make that count. Faith in my feet, I break that doubt. Talk to the mirror, you built for this. Scars on my soul turn limitless. Locked in the room with an empty list. Now every you can on my hit or miss. They said sit down, I heard stand tall. They said pipe down, I wrote anthems on the wall. From the floorboards up, I rebuilt it all. If I stumble on the way, still refuse to fall. ShizzyUnchained, ShizzyUnchained. They wanted me quiet, I stepped out the cage. Turn up the rage, turn up the flames. Carve my own lane.